total karmic cognition is the total knowledge that a person has. The condition or karmic condition. This is the total condition, total affinity that we have with other people. This is our relationship, our connection with other people that we call it a karmic condition. For example, our parent. What kind of parent do we have? When do our parents pass away? When are we going to have brothers and sisters? Our attraction toward our friends. The total karmic affinity and condition determine when we are born, at what age we're going to travel somewhere. Some people at that month, they would move to another location. A person may be living in one place and then in another time they move to another place, and then at that time they meet with another person, and so their relationship had expanded or collapsed. Getting close to another or being acquainted with others, how many close friends, how many tight-knit, how many people who are fond of us and affectionate, how many students, how many teachers we have, how many benefactors and helpers that we have, how many teachers and mentors we have. Those are our affinities with people. The total karmic affinity, which is our total karmic condition of a person. Outcome, karmic outcome, or the fruit, okay, karmic fruit. With the affinity and condition, it tells, it says how many spouse we have, how many children we have, what date we get married. Those are all have to do with our karmic condition. Karmic outcome are the fruit that we have reaped. Up to now, how much money have we accumulated? What car, what house have we acquired? How much gold, how much real estate we have? At which date we have what kind of property. Even this phone that we have, that has to do with our total karmic outcome. Everything that we have that has bore fruit, our health that we have today, it is our karmic fruit. So this outcome of life, as well as these other karmic cognition and karmic condition, it has been acquired through many lifetimes by way of our hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing. We have been accumulating and acquiring, and so it gets stored in this giant storehouse. It gets stored in a storehouse that is called our total karma. So this is an image of a garden. Only 3 types of tree that we need to worry about. Some trees are only a little seed. Some tree begin with only a seed, right? Hasn't grown up yet. Some tree have grown up as a plant, a tree, and some tree have already bore fruit. For example, the tree of karmic condition. There are some people that we have known today had just started to bear fruit yet. The fruit may have been desirable or undesirable, or non-desirable or non-undesirable. It has become an image. But there are people we have not met yet. We don't know about it. We don't know who we're going to meet in the next day, next month, next year. And when we expand our relationship, then those karmic conditions are tiny little seeds that have not grown up yet. The outcome of life is the same thing. So everything in this garden takes on the form of a seed, a tree, or a tree that has bore fruit. And the way it works, the direction of acquisition, the direction of acquiring it, is going to be charged with a positive or negative energy because of a mind and our emotion, right? When we contact with a person and our inner state is negative, that is a negative charge. It maintains a negative charge. When we think about a person, now immediately our inner state is negative when we think about that person. There are people we've never met, yet as soon as we meet them, we feel a negative attraction. And then there are people that we've just met and we feel very attracting to them, as if we are very close to them, as if we have known them for many thousands of years. And so where does that come from? Where does that attraction come from? That affinity, that condition. Why? It comes from our process of acquiring. Through the process of acquiring, if we acquire negatively, then as soon as we think about that person, we are going to feel negative. If we have been acquiring the seed of condition with respect to that person positively, then when we think about that person, we feel positive. And so this garden has a gardener. Okay, this gardener has a name. Okay. This gardener has a name. Well, so when it comes to our inner state, there's only three directions. So when we think about a person and our state is positive or negative or balanced, it can be represented by Mr. Will passing by that tree. If we think about another person and we experience another person negatively, that means Mr. Will has passed by and he has just cultivated that tree in a negative way. And so our reality with our outcome with that person is negative. But when we think about another person and we think of them positively, that equals to Mr. Will passing by and cultivating that tree positively. And so our relationship, the outcome with that person is positive. What about studying something? Every time we study something that we enjoy and we have a positive inner state with respect to that knowledge, that means we have been acquiring that knowledge positively. That means Mr. Will has passed by that tree and he's cultivated it positively. And so we enjoy a knowledge. If we have an inner state that is positive, then guess what? The outcome is going to be positive and desirable. But if our inner state is negative, when we think about a certain knowledge, then our inner state is negative. Mr. Will has cultivated that tree negatively, and so the outcome with respect to that knowledge is going to be negative. And so that means the outcome is going to be undesirable. Okay, so it's simple. I'll redraw that. If we cultivate a bit of knowledge or our relationship with another person, and we cultivate it positively, we're going to get desirable outcome. But if we cultivate it positively, today it is difficult for us if we are not managing our inner state. We're gonna let the positive or negative energy charge, and it's gonna cause our outcome to be positive or negative. If we are negative, we're gonna get the outcome that is negative or undesirable. Whatever work that we do, if we work with a positive inner state, then the outcome is going to be desirable. With balance, it is not desired, not undesired. Okay. So our karmic cognition, our karmic condition, and our karmic outcome, it will bear fruit. If our karmic condition bear fruit, that means one day we will get a sage who meet us, and then that condition, that affinity will give us the meeting with the sage. That means our karmic condition has just bear fruit. Or suddenly somebody comes up and smacks us in the face. That means our karmic condition or karmic affinity has also bear fruit, but it is undesirable fruit. Or we meet another person, a person who is neither desirable nor undesirable, then that is the fruit of condition. So this garden, every day, the plants are always growing, and we are always cultivating. We don't know why, that day or that year we decide to move to another place to live. A single notion, we must have an idea, and then we think back and we're like, how come we have a certain idea or a certain notion with no clear reason why we do a certain way? For example, Nhận has one day have the idea of going to Finland. Suddenly, one day, I have the idea of going to Finland with no rhyme or reason. It is totally unreasoned. It is because something had just bore fruit. A cognition or the condition had just bore fruit. Somebody may have an idea of running, and then for no reason they would just register for a race, and then from then immediately then on their life, their health has just changed. Always sitting around, and then we have the notion of going to play somewhere, and then we go, and then we go to a place that we play, and we may meet a person, and from then we open a relationship with another person, and our entire life changed. And then when later on we look back, we'll think like, wow, if that day had we not gone to that place, we might not have met that person. Some people call out their family, let's say, go to the beach. And then so the whole family go to the beach and they swim around and they don't come back. That is how the bearing of the fruit with respect to our cognition, our condition, our life. Every moment, our total karma is bearing fruit. Our cognition is bearing fruit. Our condition is bearing fruit. We don't know what our affinity with our children is going to be like when they bear fruit. It is always coming into being. It is always bearing fruit. We don't know what our affinity with our husband and wife is like because it is always constantly bearing fruit. Our responsibility to understand how it operates so that we can start to monitor the activation of total karma. It lies within our inner state, our energy. If a person is maintaining a negative inner state, everything is negative, it attracts negativity into their life. A person who is unfortunate will keep on getting unfortunate circumstances. They will keep on attracting negativity. That is because a person's inner state is already negative, and if we don't disconnect that negativity, it's going to infect the different tree, the tree of cognition, the tree of condition, and then the tree that bears fruit. And so all the negativity will bear fruit at the same time. There's a saying that says that when a tree bears fruit, it will not bear the second fruit at the same time. But negative fruit tend to bear fruit all at once. We tend to, it's equivalent to in English, disaster tend to come together, and good fortune tend not to repeat. Okay. Why? Because human beings, we tend to maintain a negative inner state. And because we tend to maintain a negative inner state, we cause negative seed to bear fruit. A person has a question. When it comes to a state of balance, the state of balance, and is that the same as the state of inner emptiness? Yes. When you can activate the inner emptiness, then it will cut the process of bearing fruit, the fruition. For example, if we're experiencing something that is negative right now, inner state is negative. If we don't know and we let the negative inner state to keep on maintaining it, then that negative inner state is going to infect other trees around that, and you're going to get more and more undesirable circumstances. But if you can activate inner awareness, inner emptiness, then we can cut that process of fruition. Then whatever bad fruit will bear fruit, but it's not going to infect other trees, and then you will stop more bad outcome. That is the state of inner emptiness. Or if a person is really, really excited or very, very positive, then when you initiate inner emptiness, you can cut that too. If you're too euphoric, if you're too excited, then you can activate inner emptiness. That is the state of balance. You can stop that tree from producing excessive positive fruit. The inner emptiness is a state of balance that can cut short the state of fruition of any tree that you do not want to continue to bear fruit. Question, is it so the question from a participant is it appropriate to use the word acquire? Because when you're talking about inner emptiness. Inner emptiness has to do with the act of acquiring through the mind and emotion. Is it appropriate to say that we're acquiring balanced energy? So you can say no, we're not acquiring anything when we initiate inner emptiness. But a human being, we are not able to maintain that state of balance and emptiness for very long. The moment that you activate inner emptiness, you go to balance. You stop acquiring. But the balance here is not pure and true balance. It is like an asymptotically close to balance. A human being living in this positive and negative world, it is not possible for us to be completely empty or completely balanced. However, if we can activate the inner emptiness, then we can momentarily stop the acquisition. But after we activate inner emptiness, after we reach that state of balance, then we will continue to acquire positive and negatively. However, the positive and negatively that we start to acquire after balance is very minimal because you're at balance. Okay, when you're at balance, so the positive or negative acquisition after that is very minimal. If you understand this, then you can cut short your total karma. It shorten your karma, shorten your total causal outcome. You can't cut it completely. It only cut it momentarily. But if you can maintain the state of balance, then life can be very, balanced more often than not. Without a state of inner emptiness, without balance, then we have to go through many countless lifetimes of positive and negativity. Then that total karma is going to be very positive or very negative, very attached, very entangled in the positive and negative energy. We are looking for the microphone for the participant to share. A question: if the seed takes on any positive or negative energy, then it goes into our total karma. What about the seed that is acquired from inner emptiness? The answer is no. When you activate inner emptiness, you don't plant any seed. You don't plant any seed, but that's very rare and that's very split second. Participants understand that there is a storehouse. If there is there are different storage house. If a house that is attached to a energy, then it put in one storehouse, and another energy has no another storehouse has no energy. And say that no, it all goes into one storehouse. But if it takes on a positive or negative energy, guess what happened? Those positive or negative energy will form into a mental image. After a while, it will become a mental image. A person can, I would know a person that went to Australia and she saw a garden, a flower garden, and she recognized that garden that she had seen before in her dream. That is because that image had been acquired through many countless lifetimes. It stays in her subconscious as a mental image. And then when it bear fruit, she experienced the reality of that image. She actually met that flower garden. So any mental images that we see in our mind, those are seeds that have taken on form of an image. We have not fully excavated our total karma just yet. What about imagination? Once a person imagine, when the person imagine, that is a process of acquiring. When you imagine, you are actually storing images. So when you imagine anything and you attach it to a negative or positive energy, then that attachment is going to be very strong. Your imagination, fear, if you like something so much, then they're all going to become reality. It is the nature of imagination of a human being. Either they already have it in your total karma that activates, or you imagine it and you are creating a new outcome. And so in this life, only through having this body that we can activate our karma and have the ability to change our karma. So the purpose of this body is to activate our karma and to help us move on to another life. We're talking karma, we're talking about karmic cognition, karmic affinity, and karmic outcome. Okay? Question, for example, in this present moment, if somebody say that I am crazy and I activate the inner emptiness, I just know that they're saying it, I know that I'm hearing it, and if I just know, they're saying that, does that come in as a seed in the storehouse? And say, yeah, if you know that they're saying something, then you have already created a mental image. You're already attached to a energy. A true inner emptiness is empty. You are not hearing anything. You're not going to see anything. You're not going to know anything. If you know something, then it is already taken on an energy. Okay, if you know that you're seeing, if you know what they're saying, if you know somebody is calling you crazy, then you're already taken on an energy direction. True emptiness has no content. So question, if through countless lifetime, if we don't, how do we know where we came from? And say that if you can answer the question where we come from, why we're here, what are we here for, and we come into this world, why do we take on a certain job, our calling, our vocation in life, our career. We may have been acquiring that job or that career for many lifetimes. For some people, even at young age, they become very accomplished very quickly because through many lifetimes they have been acquiring that job. At the moment that they start, they become very accomplished. Then that is the total karmic outcome of that job. So they have gone through countless lifetimes. They have been retained. Participant says, a person, when we keep on acquiring and accumulate a positive energy, then the moment we, like a Midas touch, the moment that if we accumulate a lot of positive energy, then we can touch anything and we can produce gold. And if that's the case, then they would not want anything else. You can say, well, human desire is always expanding. We may, we may be able to accomplish something, but we are going to expand our desire. However, at some point, a human being may decide to not acquire anymore. The total karma is the storehouse. It is the storehouse that store the product that we have created it through many lifetimes. There are children that are born, seems like they are very fresh, meaning like they have not had many lifetimes. And then there are babies that are born, we look at them and we can see that they have something, some depth in them, as if they have gone by many lifetimes. And so as a human being, we go through life many years, and the positive and negative energy is going to get stored. And if we have the good merit and we enjoy it, and we have a lot of bad merit, we will have to pay the price in life. Participant is saying that when we come here and we're learning this lesson, this is not good or bad, right? You can say it's not good or bad. Participant is saying, so if we receive anything negative, and that gives us a lesson, you can say, so what? So people look at life. Life is a process of evolution, of transformation and growing, right? Human life is a process of maturing, but that is just a maturing in this one life. But if anybody understands life from a positive and negative, the yin and yang philosophy, then they understand that we have to come back into next life if we haven't learned a certain lesson. Participant is saying, I still don't know where we come from. You can say, who knows? If we know, then we have nothing to talk about. If we truly know where we come from, then there's no issue. Then we would have been awakened. Those are the inquiry. If you have that kind of inquiry, then after a while you will realize. We'll deal with that later. Another participant have a question. First question. In our karma, there are things that we have acquired in countless lifetimes. Then which formula, which steps can we use to activate our karma? That is the first question. The second question is, in order to find many solutions and activate our level 3 wisdom, then we need to activate our inner emptiness. Then can we activate our emptiness? You can say you cannot. You cannot activate inner emptiness. It only appears in a split second. The participant saying that if inner emptiness activates, then our mind and emotion, we can. She's looking for she's looking for the steps, what to do in order to activate inner emptiness, in order for us to help find a solution. The Like I say, if you try to keep on activating in an emptiness, you're gonna run into a state of complacency where you have nothing you desire, nothing you want, you nothing to do, or you become isolated. At some point, you become complacent and isolated. You don't want to live with people anymore if you keep on trying to activate that inner emptiness. Participate saying, yeah, I notice I enjoy connecting and interacting with people. But people, there are people who like to interact with other people, but after a time they get bored. So there is a question of how do I activate my karma? Yet and say that's if you can master, then you already have the formula. You already have the karmic cognition. If you can study and understand and like it, that means in your karma you already have that. That means your inner state is positive if you enjoy the knowledge. If you don't have it in your karmic cognition, you're not going to understand. If anybody study in order to acquire more, then you're actually going against the principle. If you study in order to understand more, if you study in order to get more experience, more understanding, then the more you study, the more you're going to lose it. The more you're going to not understand, because that is your karmic cognition. But if you understand that we're studying here only to activate what we already know in our total karmic cognition, then you're going to benefit. So your mentality and attitude with respect to studying, if studying in order to activate what we already know, then you're going to know a lot and understand a lot. But if you study with the mentality and attitude of gaining what you don't have, then that is a negative inner state, and so the outcome of your knowledge and cognition is going to be negative and undesirable. This part is important. Does anybody get that? If you study with the mentality that you study in order to learn, in order to acquire, in order to understand, in order to know, then that is the karmic cognition. That is your outcome. That means you have the fruit of not knowing. You have the seed of not knowing, the seed of ignorance. And so if you study with that mentality, you're going to end up not knowing, not understanding. But if you understand that we have a vast storehouse of cognition that we have already accumulated and acquired through many lifetimes, that studying is only to activate what we already know, then we are going to experience vast knowledge and vast understanding. Do you get that? So it is about, so the experience of human life is not about accumulating new things or acquiring new things. It is about activating what we already have in our karma, because we have already been accumulating it through many lifetimes. But if we approach life as acquiring new things, then that is the mentality of not having. And if you have the mentality of not having, then that is the fruit of not having. And so your having or your acquiring is going to be very limited. The process of us listening and sharing among each other here is the principle of activating your karma. Participant is sharing her reality. In the past years, when I'm studying to swimming, there are 3 teachers of teach me how to swim for free. So 2 teachers and 1 female teacher, but they could not help me study. 3 teachers, they could not help me teach. But recently, I met a coach. There was, before I came here, I had coaches, but let me share with you how I used my coaches in order to activate my total karma. When you're talking, then I can recall my step by step. The first person, I told the coach very clearly, I am studying in order to participate in Ironman 2025 and 2026. The coach said, "Are you dreaming? You can't even swim. Why would you be dreaming about Ironman?" And so I had to change the coach right away because that coach was not appropriate. I told the second coach that is my goal. And so the second coach said that the coach can help me swim for 10 kilometers in the ocean. And I used that coach very effectively. Now I can swim for 3 kilometers with width. However, I see there is something that is more effective, especially in the when I was in the room with a friend, a dear friend, a wit friend. And she said, your feet is this way and that way. If you do this and that, then you can increase your speed. And teacher will teach me, Miss Vân, you can swim, however, you need to do this and that. You need to do this and you need to do that. The arm and leg coordinating. And so with the two people, plus a recent teacher, Thầy Thống, and now in today, I was able to swim much faster. And so I would swim 20 lap in the 40-meter lap. So I would have a lot of confidence now. I have enough fulfillment in terms of the skills as well as the experience of swimming, and so I don't feel I need to struggle or try hard anymore. Number one, I had coaches from the outside as well as people in here, and I was acquiring a video, an hour-long video on swimming, and so I feel like there are many people who come into our life. Each person will give us a lesson, a point of view in an appropriate context that help us fully comprehend. Nothing is extraneous. Everything fits. So the point is that if we want to fully comprehend anything, if we want to activate any aspect of our activate our karma in any aspect of life, in the garden, if we want to activate anything relating to our wealth, our form, our identity, our eating and resting, then we need to find the right person to help us activate. That's my story of reality. Thank you, teacher. And so another participant have a question. When we were sharing the lesson in personal realization, we were talking about the circle of the wealth, form, identity, eating and resting. In human life, any seed of good merit that is positive in human life, how many percent is good merit and how many percent is bad merit? In our life, if we only accumulate, what if we accumulate 100% of the good merit, then what is the balanced merit for? And you said the balanced merit for something I wanted to know. Yeah, and you say, so what you're trying to ask? You're trying to ask is what the balanced merit for? The question is, if we're going to accumulate or acquire, how many percent of good merit and how many percent of balanced merit? Yeah, and say with this age, you want to spend 9 on good merit and 1 point on balanced merit. At this point in your life, don't worry too much about balanced merit because you're not going to be able to create a lot of value people. You need to live. So right now, spend more time accumulating good merit. When we get to later, afterward, then you can spend more time on the balanced merit. Then we can acquire the wisdom to make a choice to either reincarnate or leave, come back or go out. Then you can work on your balanced merit. Or if you want to continue to experience a good life in the next incarnation, then you can continue to accumulate good merit. Participants say, what if we get bored? You say keep on you keep on enjoying until you get bored. We'll talk about that later. You're still enjoying life. Another person's participant is saying that the participant saying that, well, are you saying that we should not acquire any new things into the storehouse? And it's repeating saying that has to do with your mentality. Don't adopt the mentality that I need to acquire more. If you have the mentality of needing more, that is a negative state. Have you ever noticed that sometimes we just start on a project and we instantly accomplish it in a very simple way? That is because we already have that in our karma. We have studied something and immediately we understand it. That's because we already have that. If we want to activate our karma, what we want to do is initiate inner peace, tolerance, and honor and gratitude. People say AI seems to be new. AI seems to be a new thing, and you can say no. AI has been around for thousands of years. It is now just happened to be a cycle at which point that AI is activating it. When Newton's apple falls onto his head, that is not the first time that the apple falls on his head. He could have been thousands of apples falling on his head thousands of times in thousands of lifetimes. It is only the cyclical nature that at that point it will bear fruit, and so we experience that way. Karma is different than predestination, different than destiny and fate. So with total karma, if we have an appropriate frequency, we will be able to activate the kind of knowledge that is suitable. Have we studied about level 4 wisdom yet? We haven't studied about wisdom from advanced civilization. Let's talk about the level 4 wisdom. It is a state of spontaneously knowing. Taught knowledge and untaught knowledge. Taught knowledge is knowledge that have been taught by a teacher. Untaught knowledge are knowledge that have been taught not by a teacher. So everything that our knowledge, our understanding, where is the total knowledge? Where is all the total knowledge? Is it not in the cloud? All of our knowledge is in the cloud, right? Google can access it, right? Every information is stored in the cloud. Yeah. That is a human knowledge. Human the worldly view is stored in the cloud, right? We're talking about electronic cloud, we're not talking about the rain cloud. Okay, we're talking about electronic cloud. And so all the human knowledge is stored in the cloud. In a digital cloud, right? It is in computers. Okay, talking about digital cloud. And so, guess what? So this is called the civilization of space age civilization. Everything that science are stored in the space age civilization. Okay. Anybody has a suitable frequency resonance, then we can download that information. Google, if you are energetically suitable with the frequency via Google, then you can download information that is appropriate. So Google is computers, and Google is one way for us to become a frequency match for the information and the knowledge that we need. So we can download the information from the cloud. And so what does that have to do with us? And so if we are a frequency match, then my brain is like a computer. It is a central processing unit. Our knowledge, our ideas and thinking, if those notions is compatible and is suitable with the space civilization, then we can download it. And so all new ideas that we have now, that people invent, it is only new invention in this lifetime. But in countless past lifetime, it has already been up there in the cloud. It is only at that moment in time when a person has a suitable frequency, we will acquire it and download it. Newton, at that moment in time, he was a vibrational frequency match for the apple falling down and the idea of gravity. For other people, they may experience a moment where the durian will fall on their head and their outcome will be different than Newton. Some people get an apple falling on their head and all they do is eat it. And so we are a frequency match for it. Some people have a frequency match with business and economic and especially science. Through thousands of lifetime in their total karma, they have no other job. Scientists is only good with science because their total karma outcome has been acquired through many lifetimes. And so when they are a frequency match for that outcome, they're going to reap the fruit of whatever scientific invention. And so our karma, our total karma is a storehouse. It is a middle space where so our ideas, our inventions, our thoughts, they are up there either in our total karma, in our storehouse of karma, or up in the cloud, up in advanced space civilization. And we can download it. When we are a frequency match, we will download it. Either we activate it from our karma or we will download it from advanced space civilization. I hope you guys can handle this stuff. This is a human experience with a hybrid of something. People don't seem to be excited. People seem to be a little paralyzed. So, all of knowledge of human life have been stored in countless past lifetimes. Countless lifetimes. But it's only in that era where it is a frequency match. So for the ideas of predestination and fate in the feudal times or the medieval time, at that moment in time, it is a frequency match. And so that person was appropriate to bear the fruit and give us the ideas of predestination and fate. And when it comes time for Pythagoras to give us numerology, he is a frequency match for it. At his time, in that space, he had to have downloaded those information and those knowledge. Socrates, right? Socrates, Socrates. At the point in time, he was a frequency match for the knowledge, so he downloaded those knowledge, whether from his total karma or from higher advanced civilization. So when our frequency changes, then the fruit that we download, it's going to be different. When a person invents something, then we find that to be so awesome and excellent, then we admire them, but it's really nothing impressive. Whatever knowledge that they have, knowledge or intelligence that they have, they either pull it out from their storehouse of subconscious or they download it from the cloud. You know, scientists, physics, right? There are Einstein. Each of those people have a certain mission in this life, and at the right point in time, they are a frequency match with a certain knowledge that they can download from advanced space civilization. Their brain is like a computer that downloads the appropriate scientific knowledge that they can give to us. And so you notice that historically there have been advanced civilizations like the Atlantis civilization. Those are ancient advanced civilizations. But there are the natural law of destruction, creation and destruction. Every 10,000 years or so, there is a cycle of creation and destruction. A person's lifetime is about 100 years, but civilizations has a sort of a 10,000 year cycle where we go through a process of advanced civilization, and then we go to decline and destruction, and then we reinvent ourselves, and then we lose it, and then we reinvent ourselves, and we destroy ourselves again. There have been countless Buddha being born, but from the time that when a Buddha is born, he has a certain mission for giving humanity a certain knowledge. When he is destroyed, another Buddha will come along. Now it is 2025 plus 600 or 700 times before Christ. And so we are about 2,000 and something years plus some 7,000 years. So there is not much time left until a new Buddha is going to be born. It is also a time where there is a lot of war going on. So this is a time of destruction. A lot of war, a lot of disease, a lot of natural disasters. It coincides with advanced civilization. So when society gets very advanced, it will come down to a state of decline and then destruction. And then a new Buddha will come along to help us rise back up. Can you guys handle this knowledge? Does this fall into your not knowing, I don't know, you are paralyzed? It is a natural law of yin and yang. Okay, the natural law of positive and negative. Everybody have a mission and a purpose. So in this era, there's only a few more years left. Get ready. Prepare yourself. I can't be a, I can't prophesize. I can't prophesy. I'm just repeating what other people say. We use the words of the wise, and what they say is that we don't know. Just a few more decades, maybe a few hundred years, our civilization, our advanced civilization, we can maintain, we can keep it up for maybe another few hundred years. But you can see the spark of destruction happening. Bombs, right? Bomb. Now we have nuclear bomb. With nuclear bomb happening, we have been seeing a lot of chaos, right? Ever since the nuclear bomb was dropped. And then now we have the digital bomb. Ooh, digital bomb. And then we will have light bomb. Okay. At some point we will have light bomb. We don't even need to explode. It's just a light, a ray of light can, at some point civilization will get to a point where the more we advance, the more we conflict, the more we desire, the more we fight among each other. Because the law of creation and destruction is true. In just a few years, AI has taken the throne, right? The frequency of our world this day is so fast. It will cause many fields of study and many careers to be laid off. Anybody who cannot catch up to the fast vibration of civilization, they fall behind. Okay, it's a sign that our civilization had reached its height, but it's not yet high enough. There's still going to be higher state of civilization, which will coincide with a new state of destruction. And so if we are fortunate to be in this time, to be alive in this body at this time, and to know this knowledge, that is, consider that a great fortune. Consider our total karma outcome and total karmic cognition and condition is pretty good. We don't know how much long we're going to live, right? Maybe a few decades. For us, maybe 100 years. This year plus a few more decades. Few decades left. What are we going to do? What's the point of studying? What's the point of studying? Next life, we're going to start over. So, what's the point of learning? Might as well choose. Might as well choose, right? Might as well choose how we activate our karma. Before knowing how to think, our human life was determined or predetermined by karma. Before knowing how to think, our life was determined by karma. Okay. Before knowing how to think, human life is determined by karma. After knowing how to think, life is still determined by karma. After knowing how to think, life is still determined by karma. Before knowing how to think, life is determined by karma. After knowing how to think, life is still determined by karma. But we have a choice of directing how the karma will outcome. After knowing how to think, we know how to choose the direction of our karma that is appropriate with our desire. Okay, before knowing how to think, we are studying meditation. Okay, but it has to do with awareness. Okay, but you say before knowing how to think, that is before meditation, our life was determined by karma. After knowing how to think, or after meditation, life is still determined by karma. But we get to choose our karma that is appropriate to our desire. When it comes to our karma, our subconscious, it's already a storehouse of positive and negativity. But at this moment, the state that we choose how to activate that karma, whether we choose an inner state that is positive or negative, we are going to activate our karma in that direction of positive and negative. If we maintain resentment and blame that is negative, then how are we going to expect an outcome that is positive? But if we maintain a state of positive, then we're going to activate our karma in the line that is desirable and positive. Or if we maintain balance, then we can activate our karma that is neither negative or positive. And when it comes to our affinity and condition, are there affinity that are positive? There are affinity that are negative? People that we have a desirable and undesirable relationship? Is it all there in our karma? Positive and negative, they're all there. If we don't proactively take initiative to choose, then our garden is just going to grow whatever it wants. Plant is going to grow however it wants. The weed grow however it wants. So up to now, without thinking, we just let our garden grow uncultivated. But now we understand this principle and law, we understand karma, then we can begin to take control. Okay? Our destiny is determined by our karma, and our karma is determined by our choice. So that is how we can choose our inner state to be balanced and positively oriented so that it will activate the total karmic outcome that is desirable. The negative seed are still there. It just gets covered up by the positive seed. Why bother with the next life? Let's just finish this life and not have to come back. Instead of going up and down, why not just go out? Participant is asking about reincarnation. And Nhận say, if you want to reincarnate, go ahead and reincarnate. If you want to leave the cycle of incarnation, you can leave the cycle of reincarnation. But if you have good karma, then you can come back and experience a better life. Or you can leave. So there is a saying that there is no repetition in causality. There is no repetition in causality. Whatever fruit that we... Okay, so there are two statements. One is that causality does not repeat. The second one is that if you have enough good blessings and merit, even demons will fear us. Demons and gods will fear us. Okay? Having enough good and balanced merit, a person who has a lot of good and balanced merit, even gods and demons will respect them with respect to the amount of good and balanced merit that we have. If we have a lot of merit, even demons and gods will fear us or respect us. So a person who has a lot of merit, then they are able to sort of bypass even this undesirable outcome. However, we are going to have to pay the price or reap whatever fruit that we have acquired. There are outcomes that is so big that we cannot bypass. There are fruit that is so bad that we cannot bypass. But we already have the formula to know and how to receive it so that we can rise above it. Whatever outcome that we receive, whatever outcome that has already bore fruit, we cannot escape it. But if we have good and balanced merit, then it will help us rise above it more simply. Karma does not, causality does not repeat. Means that when the fruit has bore fruit, when the outcome has bore fruit, then it does not repeat, especially if we accept it, if we take it. We are not gonna, that fruit is not gonna come back again. If we experience another outcome similar, it is because it comes from a different tree. It is a different seed, a different tree, give out a different fruit. Okay, because we have been accumulating, acquiring many different seeds. If somebody say something negative to us, and we just receive it welcomely, then that fruit is done. If the person say it again, another bad thing, that is because we have accumulated and acquired different seed. Because we keep on cultivating, we keep on planting new seed, we keep on planting new seed and cultivating seed. So there are so many plants and seed in our garden. And because we don't know, if we are not conscious or not aware, then we are going to keep on receiving undesirable fruit all the time. But if we realize that fruit only comes once, and in any other repetition, it's come from a different fruit and a different plant, different seed. And if we can consciously, proactively plant good seed and cultivate in a positive direction, then the fruit is going to be more positive than the negative. If you're free and have nothing better to do and we keep on thinking negativity, what's going to happen? We're going to start to bear some negative fruit. And so, our garden, if we proactively make big the good things, then it will cover up the bad things. If you can be here at this time, then you already have some very deeply entrenched karma. You know how old you are? If you count how old are we? We are 20 years old. Okay, 20 years old. Next year will be 20 years old again. 20 years the X time, the nth time. Participants keep on asking, where do we come from as a human being? And say, good, maintain that inquiry. One fine day when you find, when one fine day you cannot find it, come find me. But I'm not going to give you that idea. I'm not going to give you that answer today. Usually, people don't have that question. People who have that question are usually sick of living. A person doesn't know where we come from. We don't know where we go. If you can answer where we come from and where we go. If a person know where you're going, then you're gonna know where you come from. If we don't know where we're going, then we're gonna take for granted how we live today. If we know where you're going, then you're gonna be more responsible with our living today. There's nothing more valuable than having this body and this life. we just don't know where we're going to go after, right? Because by law, all of our um, causes and all of our condition we're gonna keep with us. When the body goes away, this just a 4-element body goes away. But the three energy, the good merit, bad merit, and balanced merit, that goes with our karma. The totality of who we are stay the same. That the block of merit as well as our karma go together. Around us, everything is positive and negative energy. A lot of energy swirling around. We're living in a world of positive and negative energy. When our body falls apart, then the energy, our block of energy, our vibrational energy, is going to go wherever that is appropriate with that energy. Our energy and our karma is kind of like a balloon that is tied to a rock. Our body, when we die, it's like we cut the string that is holding the balloon. If the balloon is a lot of energy and very light, it's going to go up. If it is heavy, it's going to sink down. That is our block of merit and our karma. And our karma, our total karmic cognition and condition, and so it will arise when the conditions are appropriate. Okay? It is the law of incarnation and reincarnation. It is the law of to be and not to be. You notice that we are constantly becoming and not becoming. We are already being something and not being. If our energy, if we have low wisdom, if we have low energy in terms of wisdom, and then we come back, in the next cycle of life, when we come back every 10,000 years or so, we reincarnate. If we don't have the energy of wisdom, then we may reincarnate as an animal that is low intelligence, a reptile, for instance. But every 10,000 years or so, there will be a cycle of creation and destruction. We live in a time where there is a lot of advancement in science, but also the high risk for war and total destruction. At some point, this world may completely destroy itself, and civilization will have to restart from the beginning, in the Stone Age. And then we will, from the Stone Age, we will create civilization. We may begin forgetting our language, and then slowly human being will recreate civilization, and then we will butt head, and we will create new war. We will reorganize society, and we will fight and compete. It is the fighting and the compete that will cause us to advance. Each country has its own karma. Some country is appropriate with war. They're always fighting. Some country is karmically compatible with enjoyment, and so that's all they do is enjoy the fruit of life, because it is a collective karma of the people living in that. Those people are vibrationally appropriate and suitable for that type of living. But everything is governed by law. Why do you think that there is flood happening in all the time? There are laws governing that. Right? The block of merit is stuck with our karma. Okay? I just open it up a little bit so you have a greater understanding. We don't talk about it much in most of the classes because even when we talk about, we can't do much about it. Just so we talk about it so we can have an understanding about it, but we can't really do much of it. Let's come back. Let's come back to how do we live. The main topic is this. Now we begin to activate our karma, our total karma. How to do that? Choose the inner state that coincide with inner peace, tolerance, and honoring gratitude so that it will be appropriate with the outcome of life that we desire. Either or either. Either or. Either inner peace or tolerant or honoring gratitude. That will correspond to a total karma that is desirable or balanced. Especially honoring gratitude. Honoring gratitude will activate total karmic outcome, the fruit. If we maintain inner peace, that activate total karmic cognition. Okay, so if you want to understand and know, then maintain inner peace. If you honor gratitude, will activate the fruit of cognition, the fruit of condition, and the fruit of outcome. They want to, so positive and negative, balance and positive. In essence, those blocks of merit, a person who accumulate a lot of balanced merit, then it makes them go back to balance more easily. If a person accumulate a lot of good merit, they make it is simple for their inner state to go positive. So this Mr. Will, the gardener, instead of having to cultivate each little tree, before now, he had inadvertently cultivated those trees negatively. But now, with knowing how to think, we basically don't let Mr. Will cultivate these trees negatively anymore. So now that Mr. Will go to each of the tree, it changed his mentality. Immediately, when you think about the person who we feel that is undesirable, we switch it over to balance and positive, balance and positive, balance and positive. Either Mr. Will go to each single tree, or he do it wholesale. Okay, Mr. Will can wholesale acquire merit and blessing. Okay, you can spray the entire garden with positivity. If a person can wholesale acquire and accumulate merit and blessing, then life is going to be desirable. Are there still going to be negative seed? Yes. The negative seed, the bad trees are still going to bear fruit. We cannot avoid that. But we don't have to fear it. Because that's a fruit, okay? That's our fruit. If it bear fruit, it bear fruit. We cannot avoid it. All we can do is to create more blessings and merits so that it can, so that we can experience more positive than negative. If we understand that, then we no longer have to fear anything. We don't have to, it is fear that will control us, that will control us. Fearing the loss of something is actually negative. But in terms of total karma, if bad fruit comes, bad fruit's gonna come. We don't need to fear that. We just need to focus on acquiring positive and balanced merit in order to protect ourselves. It is like a shield, a vest that protects us. Okay? Because of the statement that says that a person of good and balanced merit will earn the respect and the fear of even demons and gods. Okay? So, honoring gratitude will activate our total karma. inner peace, tolerance will also help us with our karma. The concept of karma is powerful in that it gives us a choice. Is our numbers in astrology still true? Yeah, it's true, because you can base those numbers on a life. It's still true, but when we understand karma, then we understand how the natural law works, the causality work. We understand how blessings and merit work. We understand how the subconscious work. Then it gives us a powerful choice and a powerful tool. And this knowledge is the kind of knowledge that as a human being, we should know, because we can take mastery and ownership of our life. Okay, take a look at your hand. Take a look at your palm. Take a look at your palm. Can we see your palm? Okay, take a look at your palm. Let's do some palm reading. What letter do you see? Thank you. What word do we see? All we need to know is that our fate is in our hand. That's it. That's the only thing that you need to know. Our fate, our karma is in our hand. That's the point. Person saying, if I don't have hand, what can I hold my life in? Nhận said, you can hold your life in your armpit if you want. Okay, this is the principle of activating your karma. Is it worth to write a book about this? Is it worth writing a book about this? Because in this era, the era of predestination and fate has already passed. The era of numerology and astrology has passed. It is the era of total karma. We don't have many years left, do we? As a human being, how many years left do we have? Well, why not make haste? Yeah, let's make haste. We have only a few years left. Well, let us live as if we have many thousand. Let us make the next few years of our life, remaining life, worth hundreds, if not thousands of years, by applying the principles on time that we learn. And how do we raise our energy frequency so that our time will be equivalent to hundreds and thousands of years? By raising the energy of our inner state. Inner peace, tolerance, and honoring gratitude will elevate our frequency so that we can extend our lifetime and become more productive and create more value. Okay? Total karmic cognition, total karmic condition, and total karmic outcome. Total karmic outcome, the fruit. Do you know that you have the fruit of wealth? Are we rich? Are we rich? Are we holistically rich? Are we rich in mentality? Ooh, is our character rich? Rich in character? What about our rich in virtue? Ooh. What about our competency? Are we rich in competency? How about our physical health? Do we have wealth of richness in body? We have that outcome, okay? We have that outcome of holistic wealth because we have been activating our karma. What about our financial, material well-being? We are actually very rich. We are actually very rich in material. It's just that we use it a lot. In terms of total karma, we are very rich, but we keep on using it And so it goes away. We expend the good merit. A person could be a king. All of us may have been kings and queens, but we have used it up. When we reap the outcome of life, then we use it. That is the good merit that enable us to become kings and queens. And after we use it, then we lose it, and so we come back to being normal people. And so after many countless lifetimes, countless experiences, being at the high, being at the low, we've already experienced the height of riches. We have experienced the depth of poverty. We've already experienced the height of power as well as the depth of helplessness. We've already experienced all of that through countless lifetimes. It is only a matter of which you want to choose to use at this time. We just reactivate our karma in the direction that we desire. The awareness of karma will help us have a choice on which of these seeds that we need to activate. We don't have a lot of years left to accumulate new merits and new seed. Just use what we already have in this vast storehouse of our subconscious. Use in the study of meditation, Master Quentin, will give you. We're going to have more meditation. Okay, there's going to be more classes on meditation. The class on meditation, knowing how to think, will actually help you activate your karma. Bring a friend to the class on meditation. It will help them and you transform your life. Okay? Get in contact with the inner being class by way of the meditation. Even a person who knows nothing coming into that class will experience a transformation in their life. And so, in summary, total karma. It falls within the human construct, the human structure. The structure of a human being, there are many wonderful knowledge in there. The most valuable idea, the most valuable concept in the human structure is the karma. When thinking about karma, you want to work on accumulating good and balanced merit and take ownership of your mentality. Live with inner peace, tolerance, and honor and gratitude. Accumulate good and balanced merit so that it can activate the outcome of the fruit that we want. Know that good and balanced merit are the deepest seed of human being, the good seed within us, from the religion and faith perspective. We must have used the word good and balanced merit hundreds of times in the past few days. Okay, good and balanced merit. Firstly, inner peace, tolerance, honor, and gratitude. Secondly, accumulate blessings and merit. Firstly, inner peace, tolerance, honor, and gratitude. Secondly, good and balanced merit. That's all you ever need in terms of the human construct. In the simplest and deepest way, the good seed within us is the good, deep, and balanced merit. So everything that we do in life, always try to find ways to accumulate good and balanced merit. Whatever work that we do, use that as an engine of value creation. Why do we say that our lifetime, the most valuable, most fortunate time, and we live in a time that is so fortunate because of the social media. We have an engine of value creation called the social media. With good merit and balanced merit can only be accumulated by way of interacting with other people. The more you can interact with people, the more we can help other people, the more merit we accumulate. The more we can help people to go positive, the more good merit we earn. The more we can help people reach a state of emptiness and balanced merit, and we accumulate merit. If we can help people reach inner peace. 100 years ago, we could not do what we do today. The limit of our interaction with other people is within a certain village, for example. Even thousands of years ago, even during time of the Buddha and the ancients, a single teacher may have only one student. One master can only pass on the knowledge to one student. And that one student will become a master and pass it on to one student, and it's just one master, one student. And so through their lifetime, they can only help a handful of people. But in this day and age, in this era, we can help countless of people through social media, through the channels, YouTube, for example. These are the platforms that help us create a lot of merit. Facebook and TikTok, okay? It can create, those are platforms that for us to multiply our ability to accumulate and create, to generate and accumulate merit. And so you notice the richest people in the world are the people who create those platforms. Elon Musk, for example. Elon Musk has created an entire ecology of space that covers the entire world. The amount of value that he can create. So during time Bill Gates, the amount of value that he created was the best through the internet and the computers. And so the value that we can, the merit that we can accumulate is equivalent to the value that we create for other people. The ability for us to elevate other people's quality of life. Last minute sharing from a participant. So you say we need to accumulate good and balanced merit in order for us to have the positive and high vibrational energy frequency so that we could have a light that is desirable. So the root of it is the high frequency of energy vibration. And so within our body, in the heart, is it a place that we're not talking about? And say it's not the heart, okay? It's this up here. It is our mind, our will. The participants are saying the heart has electricity. You can say no. The heart runs on electricity, but it does not create that kind of electricity. Participant is talking about emotion. You can say I'm talking about awareness, not emotion. The participant is saying we're trying to get to a high vibrational energy. You can say no, we're not trying to get to high vibrational energy frequency. That's a topic for the previous lesson. Here we're talking about good and balanced merit. If you have good and balanced merit, then your vibration will be high. Participant is saying love is a high vibrational energy, right? You can say you need to have good and balanced merit before you love. Participant is arguing that we automatically have love, not because we accumulate good and balanced merit. You can say that good and balanced merit activate love. So Nhật is saying we need to solidify this. Participant is saying if you have a high vibrational energy, you have love, then you everybody has love within them, and you can say, well, everybody has love, but Elon Musk has created a lot of value, and he's accumulated a lot of good merit. If he accumulates a lot of balanced merit, then he's going to experience differently. Participant is talking about love, and saying that if he so here's an argument between the participant and Nhận. Nhận is saying that you need to accumulate good merit and balanced merit. Participant is insisting that love is central to humanity. Participant is saying that you have to have love in order to do the good things. Nhận is saying that you have to have good blessings and merit in order to do good things. If Elon Musk does not accumulate balanced merit, he may not have the wisdom, and he will burn his good fortune very quickly. Participant is insisting on love being the centrality to balancing everything. And is saying your awareness needs to be the root of it. It is your awareness plus the good and balanced merit. You need to go back on the previous lessons. It is the inner awareness that will decide your inner state, plus good and balanced merit that will change your life. We're not talking about being rich. We're not talking about good and balanced merit to be rich. We're talking about good and balanced, make your life desirable, make it more livable. The having enough merit will give you the body. When you run out of merit, you lose the body. The lady's name is Li, which means reason or rationalization. And I can say, if you keep talking, you're going to go up into the cloud. Okay, to summarize, a person changed their life as a consequence of their accumulating of good merit and balanced merit. Okay, so that is the summary. If you can accumulate good and balanced merit, then your life will change. That will activate your karma. You can use whatever system of reference that you want. But in this lesson, it is the lesson on accumulating good merit and balanced merit. Okay, looks like there's some lag in the internet lag right now. Okay, it's time to go to sleep. Okay, and Anh is saying goodbye, good night. Alrighty, so class is ended. For those of us in the English Zoom, anybody want to say anything? Okay. I guess that's it. So this is interpreter speaking. Thank you, Ben. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, anh Frank. Cô Hoài My, is it one more day and then tomorrow is Saturday in Vietnam, right?
Saturday? I think not yet Saturday, yes. Let me check, but tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day.
Tomorrow full day?
Yes, tomorrow is full day up to, yes, through morning until night, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Once again, thank you so much for Thầy Frank already translate for us this evening, and once again, thank you for the presence of anh Ron, chị Hoa, chị Tâm Phúc, chị Khiên Nguyễn, chị Thu Hằng, anh Bình Nguyễn, chị Thu Sương, and em Rusen Liu, and also thank you so much for Thầy Ngọc Dưỡng and all of supporting team của anh Trang, của Xuân Ý, của Trema, của Syria. Yeah, thank you so much for Thầy Frank.
Thank you to Sunny and the supporters for backing me up with some of the vocabularies on the side. It's a wonderful coordination.
Thank
great
you
to
so
hear.
much. Yes. Good night, everyone. See you again
Okay,
tomorrow.
take care.
Thank you, Thầy Frank, and everyone.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Bye.
Okay, let me post a picture. Close it. Close the picture in your home.
May hơi dương ha. Feels a little positive today. Chắc tại vì nói công đức, phước đức thì nó phước đức.
này bị mày. Không,